good. The one I found most interesting was the Batman and Joker one.
Yeah, the Deadly Duo.
I was just like, okay, how's this gonna work?
So Kathy Kennedy.
All right,
All right.
Kathy Kennedy is trying to save herself with
Here
all
we
the
go
bad
again.
press, with all the bad press from Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny.
Yep, it's terrible.
By trying to resurrect Obi-Wan after she said it wasn't going to happen.
What?
Yeah, she's like, we're not working on Obi-Wan season 2, but maybe he could return in a movie.
How is that going to work?
I've been hearing some stuff though.
As a Force ghost.
Mm-hmm. To talk to Rey in the next movie.
After years of rumors, Ewan McGregor finally returned as Obi-Wan Kenobi for a limited series released on Disney+. The series was a success, although not without its critics. And many fans have been wondering if a second season is possible. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy told the Dagobah Dispatch podcast that Obi-Wan Kenobi could still return.
That's because we started talking about Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah,
that is why I joined.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Here to dogpile, I see.
I'm here to support Max.
Bad takes to the top of me. Bad takes to the bottom of me.
Man, you're in a bad. We're all in a bad take sandwich right now.
Listen, you guys are you're too lenient on these high-paid executives that earn so much money and accomplish bullshit. In my opinion,
because they're not the ones that are doing the work.
They hire the people, so they're responsible.
Okay, dude.
Keep hiring the wrong people, and it's
the wrong people. These directors have had hits before they.
So then every single person that they've hired is a failure.
Oh, here we go with that.
Yes.
Oh my god.
There's something there.
I'll be back. I need to get high. I need to get high to play this stream.
I gotta do whatever you need to do for the truth before we can talk. If you need the smoke just to hear, if you need to smoke something just to hear facts, it's a fact that a lot of male directors she has creative difference and issues with, except Rian Johnson.
Where's the proof of this?
And that the whole history of projects falling through. And then
every project falling through is her fault.
Then she consistently keeps around Phoebe Waller-Bridge that hasn't had a success. That girl that was in Solo, Willow, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm not a hater of her either, but she pops up everywhere and she's not that great. I'm sorry. She's there. Am I being a hater of Voltaire to say she's not that great of an actress?
No, that's honest take. You're allowed to say that.
I mean, I've seen her. I've given her chances. Solo, Willow. She keeps showing up. So there's obviously her bias is like confirmed in my eyes. It's confirmed. I'm sorry. It's facts.
Right.
I'm not hating these women. Like, why does everything have to be creative differences and fall through with a lot of the male entertainers and directors and creatives that she works with? Patty Jenkins was her own problem. Patty Jenkins fell through because of her Wonder Woman 84 was such a disaster. That's why it messed up all her projects, not just with Lucasfilm.
I thought they were telling her what they wanted too much, and Patty Jenkins didn't like it. How they were kind of telling her what to do.
Yeah, but am I being unreasonable, Voltaire? I mean, there's something there. I think she does have an obvious bias towards people that think like her.
There's been some clip outs of some things she said, so I understand where you came up with that conclusion.
Can I finally just like put this whole discussion?
I wasn't even going to talk about this part.
No. Just hear me
I was just going to talk about her talking about Obi-Wan, but go ahead.
Okay,
come on, we're not going to diminish
Could it be
her career.
Fair to admit that Disney Star Wars realized they made a mistake and changed directions? And this might have been after they had announced all those movies that they didn't show?
But Brian.
So maybe Max. Maybe Max.
No, I don't think Kathy realized she made a mistake. She makes excuses in a way just like the rest of Hollywood.
That is just your biased opinion.
In my opinion. In my opinion.
Extremely biased.
She uses it excuses. Well, we released at the wrong time.
So there is a group.
But they realized they made a mistake and corrected it, dude. What is wrong with you, man?
What about this? What about this? Oh, people don't like recast because of Solo. That's why it failed. So we'll never get Sebastian Stan for Luke Skywalker. We're going to use a de-aged one. Not that we didn't do a great job.
Can you just get off that fan pipe for a second? Jesus, man. Pass it around or something.
Here you go.
Sebastian Stan is not going to play Luke Skywalker, bruh. All right.
I think in my opinion, they take the wrong lessons.
Oh my god.
And they use other factors to excuse their failures.
They're not making Star Wars the way I want it, so therefore it sucks.
No.
Yes.
What happened?
Yes.
What happened?
Whatever happened to sitting back, relaxing, and let them tell you a story?
What happened after?
No,
Solo?
you don't want the writers to tell you a story. You want the writers to tell you a story that you want them to tell you.
What happened after?
That makes sense.
What
happened
after
a hell of a lot of sense
Solo, Brian? They don't. They don't recast.
They made a mistake, didn't they?
They made a mistake by trying to recast.
No, that was. They're just releasing that movie in the time that they released it.
Oh my god!
All the turmoil that went on with that movie. I'm not making excuses. I'm delivering facts.
That movie being released after a terrible movie that the fans hated, you mean? Quite a few, obviously.
Hated.
If it affected the next movie, it's more than just some.
It was so good.
I loved all three of the sequels, trilogies. Sequels. Thank you.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just very sick and tired of this narrow-minded shit when it comes to Star Wars.
It's not.
They realized they made a mistake with the movies. They pissed the fans off, and what did they do? They made The Mandalorian, so we're still talking about Star Wars, aren't we?
So she moved on.
Aren't we? Aren't we? No, aren't we?
What?
So
Where did Indiana Jones come from?
To do the same bullshit she did in Star Wars, they Indiana Jones.
Lucasfilm. Since they bought Lucasfilm, they were talking about making Indiana Jones, dude.
Yes, but she's moved on to her. She hasn't learned anything. Look at the product of Indiana Jones.
You know, one thing I do learn is like stuff from these streams. So like we've been on these streams, we've talked about it multiple times over the last 3 years that I've been here, and dude, we've all realized it. But then why keep this whole thing like Kathleen Kennedy's a problem when in reality, maybe they had a problem, fixed it. And now you guys are still bitching.
I think this Indiana Jones is very Last Jedi-esque until I see it.
What?
I want more movies until they make a movie you don't like, right?
No, it's got characters that it doesn't seem like people were engaging with in the trailer. There's some characters that are the new characters you're not. Who here is attached to any new characters in the trailer? If you're doing a new trailer, shouldn't you be engaged?
What? You should be attached to characters that you see briefly in a trailer.
No, you should be. The trailer's supposed to sell it to you, right?
No, but like for example, the gentleman who just passed away in the Ahsoka trailer, he looked great. That's what Max is talking about. That's engaging characters in the trailer.
The only reason people were like okay with this trailer, in my opinion, is Indy. That's it. None of the new characters look exciting or cool.
It's a Star Wars.
First time you saw Darth Maul. First time you saw Kylo Ren with that whatchamacallit lightsaber with the crosses out of it. That's what Max is talking about.
It feels very much Kathy Kennedy-esque production.
What?
Indiana Jones, the new one. It seems like she hasn't learned anything from the last few years of Star Wars.
When you Kathleen
Kennedy-esque production? Yes. Oh, you mean
yes, someone else
Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade?
Yeah, but she wasn't involved in the creative decisions then.
What?
Now
she wasn't in charge either. On
yes, exactly. She produced. She was the money person.
Yeah,
I give
which
her
which by all accounts she's very good at.
Yes, she's good at the money. She's good at connecting talent with money
and getting things together and that kind of deal.
Kavari is right. Fanboys can cry all day. They only make a 1% of the box office. Thank you.
This fanboy's not going to make up any percent of that box office. I've gotten to the point where I'm not using the word boycott. I'm just not going to support products that don't look great.
Oh. He was the last.
I do not give a pass for a $300 million production that looks this average.
You're still a boycotter, Max. When was the last time you saw a Star Wars movie in the theaters?
The Last Jedi.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
And that's not my fault. They didn't put another one in there. Besides, after Solo. That's
Rise
not my
of
fault.
Skywalker.
Yeah, that's when I was boycotting. I'm saying after that they could have run. They could have run. And you know what?
Max was the last boycotter when I first started being on these streams. Okay, I remember this 3 years ago.
You know, when your delusions become truth in your own head, there's a problem, Max.
I don't have any problems. I support
Delusional
the industry. I've gone into debt supporting this industry.
I was hearing Doomcock there for a second.
I subscribe.
Oh,
I thought I was hearing Doomcock.
I have every right to say, you know what?
Heel versus babyface.
The problem with the industry is not the it's the quality of the products. And it's not woke.
Wow, John Campia has better takes than Max.
The quality
That's why he's got all the views.
The quality
exactly.
Sorry.
I mean, there's still money to be made at the theater. Look at Maverick, Mario. They're fun.
Yeah, but they kept those movies in the theaters for an ungodly amount of time, dude.
It doesn't matter. People still want to see
look at Avatar. It's still in the theaters.
Avatar 2 proves there's an audience.
Because James Cameron is a greedy person.
Well, who cares? He gave some people wanted to pay.
Has anyone actually said that the story of Avatar 2 was good, or are they just going to watch it for the visuals?
It made money.
That's the visuals. The first one was visuals.
It doesn't matter if you think the story is good or not. There's an audience for it. No, I didn't.
Okay, Max. So that just answers your own damn question.
And Shazam,
there's an audience. Why is there Indiana Crystal Skull and why is Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Because there are fans into it.
I feel it's just subjective. It feels like it's very Kathy Kennedy inspired Indiana Jones, even as much as a self-insert.
He's like the first female.
Self-insert Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Females.
No, I'm not mad at females.
Come on.
No, I had
no, not you. I mean that argument that if you criticize Kathy Kennedy that you hate women is. I can't stand that argument.
I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying it's like, okay, what other reason do you have to criticize her
Crystal Skull had some
terrible.
Crystal Skull had some exciting new characters. It had Mutt.
If she ruined Star Wars, we wouldn't have Star Wars to talk about this day.
I'm everyone,
God damn it.
Everyone
Can people make mistakes? Can people make mistakes?
Can
people make mistakes?
But she keeps repeating the mistakes, Brian.
No, she hasn't.
Look at the director she's got. So the next movie, this Ray movie, look at the director she's put on it. The person has no track record whatsoever.
Exactly.
It's the first Star Wars movie. Fine, she's giving Mangold the movie.
That sounds like somebody that'll do what they're told.
All right. And
if you had this many years between projects, you should.
Oh my god!
You should get an A-list director.
2019, dude. 2019.
Wasn't that long ago,
dude? The gap between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith was longer, my dude.
Yeah, but that's not what Disney bought Star Wars for, and you guys know that.
Wow.
I understand that, and they also made that announcement. But after they failed. Guys,
tell that to their stockholders
and
everyone on earnings calls.
You're not listening to me. That's what's starting to piss me off.
Okay, go ahead.
Dude, seriously, listen to me.
All right.
Can a studio make a mistake?
They all make lots of mistakes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Can they atone from their mistakes?
Yes, I wish she would start.
What?
Dude.
Have you not watched Disney
Mandalorian?
Plus for the last 3 years? 3 years?
Anything not a Star Wars movie right now is fantastic.
Andor,
and we talk about it all the time.
I would give her credit for Andor. Yes.
I'll give her credit for every single show that came out afterwards because we watched every single one. We talked about every single one, and they were all good. That's what I'm trying to say. Star Wars course corrected, and you guys are still pissed off about shit that happened in the past. Let it go. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Come on, dude.
I am upset
Let's have a funeral for it.
I am upset about how below mid this new Indiana Jones looks like.
Because, dude, it's just Indiana Jones, man.
That's
your expectations for Indiana Jones are set so high because it's your childhood, bro.
They don't make these all the time. There's just plenty of lead time to make a good product. You know, plenty of time to make this work.
I'm gonna say this right now.
I'm very disappointed, James Mangold. Go ahead.
We don't want to. We do not want to make Brian lead because of this. I'm just saying that.
I'm not leading.
All right, Claudia, what is your take? Being unbiased in the middle.
A stronger individual than that, kid.
My honest opinion is that
I'll be back though.
My honest opinion on the whole Kathleen Kennedy situation is that I think maybe she focus on other IPs, not just focus on Star Wars and
She
Lucas
did
stuff.
Willow and Indiana Jones, and it looks exactly the same type of thing.
No.
But
I'm not talking about the popular IPs.
you guys
I mean,
think Willow was a freaking failure as a movie?
I'm talking about genuine new
Respect the
IPs.
show to do.
Like that's me though. I rather prefer Kathleen Kennedy to work on different IPs that haven't been discovered yet, right? We've seen Indiana Jones before, we've seen Star Wars before, but I would like to see something outside the box. Create your own IP, like how Zack Snyder's doing with Rebel Moon. So just saying, if you think outside the box, you can possibly get people attracted to the content you're doing.
Yeah, I give her respect for Andor. She's the one that kept that going. Tony Gilroy made Andor, and he's the one that she got to help with Rogue One. I would have liked to see the original vision of Rogue One, though.
I agree with. I'm not a fan of Andor, but a lot of people are, and I agree that's a W for her. I don't dispute that.
But I know she is on the credits of the other Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, but honestly, that success started when Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni started taking a bigger role.
Who hired them?
Filoni was already employed, Brucifer, by Lucasfilm.
And the Mandalorian was a pitch by Favreau.
Favreau was friends with him and did a couple of parts, and then they came in. But yes, she greenlit all that stuff. She moved all that. I'll give her credit for giving those creatives some freedom. I'm not going to be biased and say she does everything bad.
No. The things that she's more involved with seems to go sour.
There you are.
But
except for Andor.
But like I said, if she did IPs outside Star Wars and Indiana Jones, maybe she'll get more people to back her, basically.
Yeah, but that's not what Disney wants, Talati. I understand your point, and you're right. She should have at least one new project. You're right.
You want to hear from DL soon too? Yeah, go ahead.
Disney wants these IPs that are no moneymakers, franchises, right? But you make a good point. She should have at least had one original IP since she's taken over, and she's had zilch. I think that's another zero L on her end.
I think that yes, she kept Andor going. She wanted that to work, but I think the strength of that project is not Kathy. It's Tony Gilroy's writing is an amazing writer. Some of that dialogue is the best I've heard, in the direction of that is really top notch. But DL, since you're fresh to this, we're having another Kathy Kennedy debate.
Yeah, I see.
I wanted to get your initial before we move on to another topic. I'm very, very disappointed about how Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny looks. It looks like below mid, and I think that's unacceptable based on the amount of money pumped into this, the amount of time they had to get this right. It's not like they make an Indiana Jones every year. It's not like, oh, the last one was bad. How many years since the last one? To give such an average and below average product I can't support it. But what's your thoughts on the trailer and everything? What do you think of this whole Indiana Jones and Kathy Kennedy and Lucasfilm situation? Willow's already canceled, removed from there. What's your thoughts?
This is why she needs to go. Look, I don't want to hate on Kathleen. You guys know that I don't like hating on Kathleen for no reason. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that she's an incompetent person. If George Lucas saw something in her when she made her president, then
I think she deserves her shot.
Is there. And when Steven Spielberg says that she's one of the greatest producers that anyone has to work with, that says something. But we got to stop ignoring the major elephants in the room. We have to stop ignoring them. Ever since she was president of Lucasfilm, regardless of how you feel about the quality of the shows and the movies and all that stuff, it is clear that the success of Lucasfilm is not where it wants to be. We cannot ignore that, regardless of how you feel about what came out. It's not where it wants to be, and that's
Thank you.
that's a being nice. That's being very nice.
This is Lucasfilm's first entrance into the movie theaters again since Solo. This is
No,
the first one.
Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
God
Rise of Skywalker.
dang it, boycotter.
I already forget about that. Yeah, after Rise of Skywalker.
See the disrespect he already has?
I
God
forget
damn it,
about
dude.
Rise of Skywalker, which is a good thing. Okay, go ahead, DL. Go ahead, DL.
The quality of these products are all over the place. You can love all of them, you can hate all of them. This is not the results that Lucasfilm want. This is not the results that Disney wants.
Well, maybe the
And
strike will get us better writers.
The strike, who knows what the strike's going to do? Who knows what the strike's going to do? But
Separate the wheat from the chaff.
yeah, as far as Indiana Jones, the marketing I thought was fine. The marketing is fine. Now, what's a really big red flag, though, is these ratings that are coming out.
Yes.
Now, it hasn't been released worldwide yet, so it could change. It could, and let me put this caveat out there that these low ratings don't really mean that much to me because I enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So this movie could come out, and I could probably think this is the best one. But who knows? But this is not a good sign. This is not the ratings that they want. You know, so it's like, it's clear that Kathleen Kennedy doesn't fully understand the properties that she has. You know,
What?
she's not a creative person. She's not. She is not a creative person. And ever since she they started making Star
Is
Wars
she in the
movies
writers' room,
again,
like telling people how to run shows? And
Well,
shit?
here's where James Gunn may be a benefit, Brian. Like, maybe that's the problem. No one's had success except when they're part of a create. Like, Feige is a little bit more creative. Gunn is extremely creative. Maybe you have to have some creative aspects with you too, not just a producer for this type of role.
You mean like John Favreau
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
like John
and
Favreau.
Dave Filoni?
Yeah, perfect.
Two guys that she said, go do your thing. And they did. And it was good.
not everything, unfortunately. This is someone that has watched and reviewed all of them.
Well,
This
I
is me
know,
that
I
watched
know.
and reviewed all of them. Look, Mandalorian is great. The first 2 seasons were great, but there's also Book of Boba Fett underperformed. Obi-Wan Kenobi underperformed. Even Andor that everybody loves, nobody watched it. And then Mandalorian season 3 came out, and that was a disappointment. There is a dip in quality with even that. I'm still excited for Ahsoka and all that, but we don't know how that's going to be now at this point since the quality is starting to decrease there. So it's like the problem with Kathleen. I've been saying this since the beginning. I'm not saying that she has to be like actually involved in the creative process, but what her job is to make sure that she has the right people behind these projects and actually knowing what projects to make. We've seen over the past few years she has a problem with that. Going back to the sequel trilogy, regardless if you love The Last Jedi, hate The Rise of Skywalker, blah, 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 there's no fucking direction with those movies. It was all over the place. There should have been a plan from the beginning. They're just literally throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. And then on top of that, there's a whole bunch of Star Wars projects that they were announcing, not announcing, canceling, blah, 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 directors leaving, directors coming and going. That's a circus. That's a friggin' circus.
Okay.
That does not make you look good as a president.
Hang on a second. Okay. Would you argue? I'm going to argue the fact that they realized they made a mistake and changed course afterwards, which they clearly did. We got Mandalorian.
Okay, but didn't I just say earlier that the quality of the Disney shows are declining again?
That's like with anything. Look at the Marvel movies. What's the quality? Quality's declining. Everything declines over time, man.
It's still not good. It's not good, Brian.
Well,
it's not.
Okay, fine.
Now, I'm open for them to improve. Like, I'm hoping they come out and improve. I'm hoping Indiana Jones comes out and this in the step in the right direction. But right now, it's not in a good place. And I want to believe that this new direction with these new movies that they announced, that it's going to turn everything around, but you never know if it's going to happen. So until that does happen, I don't trust Kathleen Kennedy, and there's not a good reason for me to trust Kathleen Kennedy right now until change happens.
And I think Brian actually made the point that's made up my mind. I think for these type of roles in Hollywood, which is it's newer. Feige was one of the first to create these whole new universe to actually cover a whole universe of projects. You have to be a little bit of a creative as well. You have to have some of that under your belt. I think that's what she's missing.
Easier when you have, almost 100 years of comic book storylines to draw from.
But you can't just hire creatives as like what she's done. That's like what DC's done. And there hasn't been cohesion.
They're all adaptations, Max.
Yes. But they still got to work together and have at least some.
But they're adapted from original source material, Max.
A unifying quality that they're completely missing on DC and Star Wars.
I don't get that source material argument, Brian. I don't get
it.
What
do you mean you don't get it?
There's tons of source material.
I think it's a lot easier. Supplemental material.
Okay, why can't you use that?
Because
why can't you draw from that?
They're
doing it now. Barely.
Because they realized they made a mistake, pissed the fans off, and anything after 2019 they fixed. What is wrong? God damn it. And then, yes, the quality went down from there. But I'm just saying, there was a point in time where whoever it was at Lucasfilm said, hey, we fucked up.
I don't think they did. I don't think Kathy thought that at all.
Well, do you speak to her personally?
No, I'm just saying it's my opinion.
Making a movie every year. Who was that? Chapek? Bob Iger? Who said that?
Yeah, but who was announcing projects every year? Kathy?
They're
those were rumored projects, and people took them as being announced.
No,
That's
it was
true.
She actually announced projects through the trades.
The ones that at Star Wars
and at Star Wars celebrations, yes.
Celebration, okay.
She announced projects.
Fine.
So to say they intentionally did not make movies for years and years and years because they were trying to course correct, I think is inaccurate.
That's nonsense. Sorry, that's nonsense. No,
because they were announcing projects all the time at Star Wars Celebration.
was announced as a movie. Obi-Wan was announced as a movie.
But they changed course.
And because of failure.
Okay.
Billions of dollars is not failure in my book. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, okay, I throw out the argument about whether we like the sequel trilogies or not. Okay. Can we just at least admit that they said when they stopped making the movies was a sign of saying, hey, man, we messed up?
Yeah, in your opinion,
can you admit that? Can you admit that?
That's a point of view and an opinion. Yeah.
It's the reason why I got on YouTube, dude. To sit here and argue talking shit about Star Wars.
To answer your question, Brian, I'm not getting emotional over this. Is just my opinion.
I'm not either. It's entertaining to get emotional, Jack.
Do I think that Kathy Kennedy and Lucasfilm realized their mistakes and course corrected and had their own realization, and that's why there wasn't a project? No, I absolutely do not. I think they were announcing stuff all the time. They were actively developing movies, and they all fell through.
And then they
stopped. I don't think they intentionally said we're going to withhold them to bring the quality up.
They fell through because they changed their mind.
I don't think.
Well, Max, they did start to be more careful because they were so scared of another failed movie.
Thank you.
Okay,
I think
but that was out of fear of failure. I mean, that's what. But I agree with you, Max. I don't think she acknowledges error, and I think that's the whole thing. A lot of a lot of powerful people don't like to acknowledge error.
Do you want proof of that? I'll give you a receipt. I'll give you a receipt. Star Wars Celebration. She couldn't even admit projects are done. She's like, "Oh, they're actively being developed. There's no progress." Or saying that Rian Johnson is just too busy. No, she does not admit her failures at all. You know,
but that's the thing about some successful, powerful people will not admit failure.
Yes,
they feel like that's a failure in and of itself.
YouTubers,
you just move along. You
200 subs don't admit failure, man.
Exactly, you're right. And a lot of people in the Hollywood are like that too. Not just Kathy Kennedy. They don't want to.
Human beings are like that. Yes. Human beings are like that.
Yeah, but you don't get to be as powerful as she is. She's a super powerful woman. Executive, Hollywood executive. Forget woman. She's just you don't get to be a super powerful executive without having a massive ego and never admitting faults.
Zack Snyder has a massive ego too.
Yeah.
Yes. James Gunn does. Kathy. They all do. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, next topic, please.
Oh boy.
Please, this has been...
Well, now will they make another season of Obi-Wan?
I'm allowed to be upset about the state of Indiana Jones. I was so excited that they were making another Indiana Jones. I was happy for Harrison, and maybe it's great. I didn't see it yet. Maybe it's great, but I'm not unless the rest of the reviews come in and I see other people.
You can't judge for yourself. You got to wait for reviews.
I can judge for myself, Brucifer. But if it's this, if it's looking this bad, I'm going to my trusted reviews that I trust their opinion, and wait till see what they're gonna say.
I'm just saying it's popular to shit on the movie series.
No,
people joined on the bandwagon.
Is it fair? Voltaire, back me up here. Is it fair at the L? If it's not looking good, I'm gonna wait and see what people I trust have to say before I go see it.
You talking about Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't take their opinion as 100%, but
yes.
When we did that exercise last night where we went on all the reviews, all the outlets that weren't worried about getting access, like the big outlets, they were moderate to lukewarm, and you had Crazy Joe saying that the negative ones were positive somehow and all that kind of thing.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I don't know what this movie is. I just know what I've seen from the trailer and those reviews. I think DL put it in a good way because he doesn't know either. It doesn't seem like it's in a good place based on what we've seen. I don't want to put words in your mouth, DL, but that's kind of what you were trying to say, right?
Well, yes. Like as I said, like the early showings, the early reviews, like that. It's negative right now. Now, as I said, it has not been released worldwide, so maybe when it is, it may be better. But that this is not a good sign for Indiana Jones. This is getting worse ratings than Crystal Skull. That's not good. So it's like, hopefully when the movie comes out and everyone's seen it, everyone got their own thoughts, maybe it'll be a different story. But
maybe more reviews come in. These are only the people that were maybe the Cannes Film Festival critics are too pretentious. Who knows? We'll see.
I've been saying from the beginning I didn't want an Indiana Jones 5, so I wasn't really that excited for. And also, James Mangold is directing this instead of Steven Spielberg. That's why I was happy. Yeah, but I'm still open to seeing what they're going to do with this. So I'm not trying to hate on it, but I am concerned. No,
but in all fairness, you say you didn't want an Indiana Jones 5, but if you had Kathleen Kennedy's job, had a Lucasfilm, and Disney was pressuring you like, we want an Indiana Jones movie, you got to use this IP, you'd make a movie too.
I mean, yeah, if anyone was in that situation.
Well, Harrison wanted it. Harrison wanted it. Harrison was really pushing for this project.
Harrison wanted one last indie movie while he was able to make one.
Yeah, that's good.
And do you say no to one of the best actors?
No, they're going to make that movie. It's just, why didn't Spielberg want anything to do with it?
Well, he thought Last Crusade was the last movie, first of all, and then they make Crystal Skull, and that's what happened. So he probably is like, I don't want to make anymore. It's over.
George, leave me alone.
Yeah, George, leave me alone. That's probably what it is.
Go sit down.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm holding out on this one. The trailers, just like The Flash convinced me to go, the trailers for Indiana Jones convinced me to stay at home.
Fun to hate in things as a group.
It's not always hate when you're criticizing.
Oh. Yeah, I think there's
I'm more selective with my movie theater.
Okay. So I watched a lot. Oh, God damn it, man.
My fanboyism is over, Brian. I don't show up regardless.
No, I do. I'll watch everything.
I'm not a blind fanboy. I don't just go to stuff anymore if I think the quality is bad.
Here we go. It's real fun to make fun of things as a group. Look at BVS. My God, was it fun to hate on that movie with the group?
You're making
Claudia cry.
That was very stressful at the time. I like the movie still.
Okay, that's how I feel about The Last Jedi. You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty clear it stresses you out, Brian. I can tell, brother.
That's why I got on YouTube. So I could posit the fact that that's actually a good Star Wars movie. But people are just like all concerned about the backstage crap. And it's like, dude, nobody gives a shit about the actual let go of everything, dude.
Accepting this type of subpar BS is why the industry is failing. So it's causing people to lose jobs. If the biggest productions are this much of a mediocre
If
mess,
you're not good at your job, dude, why do you have it?
right? Tell that to Kathy.
What?
I'll tell that
Okay,
to
I think
anybody.
All right,
Okay,
next
moving
topic,
on.
please.
Moving
next
on.
topic.
Anybody. Like, dude, like if you can't make burgers
No.
at McDonald's, you're not going to last at McDonald's.
I'm saying this is hurting the industry as a whole. If your heavy hitters are this mediocre, it's bad. That's all.
Okay, next topic.
She's never getting fired. She will never
They
leave.
need to turn it up, man.
Okay,
Turn
dude,
it all
like
on its head.
So what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take for them to like actually like make a change? What's it gonna take? Like if Indiana Jones comes out and it's a failure, then
yes.
If Indiana Jones comes out and it's a failure, then what?
I don't think she could survive that if it's that.
Oh,
much.
she'll
If it's a huge flop, I don't think so.
You know why? Because if they fire her, you know what they're going to say.
They're not going to fire her.
Just like people are saying to you now. Oh, this was because of man criticizing her and sexism. They'll never fire her.
No, just like other executives, they'll give her a golden parachute and they'll say she's moved on to other opportunities. I even when I made my first fired video, you don't get fired in Hollywood unless you're caught with your pants down.
Stop.
You say you have other opportunities to move on. Yeah.
Okay, so Max is the one that hasn't changed. Max still has the same opinion from when he first started on YouTube talking crap about Kathleen Kennedy. All these years later, all these videos later, man.
I still feel the same about her, yeah.
So
the thing that changes, I underestimate how
let
long
me preface every argument that Max makes going forward. Max extremely dislikes Kathleen Kennedy.
I don't
put that
dislike
on your thumbnams. You have to put that on your thumbnails.
I don't dislike her work. I dislike her work. Yes.
Okay.
And what she produces.
Okay.
As a head of Lucasfilm. Yeah.
You were just about to the head of DC, weren't you?
Yes.
And in immortal words
she was the head of DC.
In the immortal words of Crazy Joe, she has produced more popular, successful Star Wars than George Lucas.
That's facts.
You've adopted that, Bruce, for that.
Yes, I have.
No, the money and the groundswell by at least the Force Awakens leading into the Last Jedi. I mean, dude, like
I honestly wasn't gonna go into
that movie, dude.
I want to